Tonight, find out about Troy's upcoming SGA elections.
Plus, a way to find out more about Black History Month. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for February 12, 2013. I'm Christina Cook.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thank you for joining us this evening. Every spring semester, Troy University students vote in the SGA Executive Officers Election. Rachel Scarborough shows us how some of the candidates have started campaigning for the election.
Monday officially started this year's Student Government Association Executive Officer Campaign. The two men running for the position of president wants the student body to know that even though this is an election, all of the candidates' main focus is on one thing.
And the purpose of my campaign is to respect our past, to continue on our present successes, and focus on our future. So I feel like us as a student body have come a long way in the past year, and I want to continue that, but also focus on giving students a greater voice, because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's not about myself or my opponent. It's about what we can do for you, and it's about you making a decision of who you would want to support as a student at Troy University.
I feel like I can make a difference. Progress this university up higher to new limits and restore a sense of Trojan pride in all students.
How has social media helped Smith and Farrell campaign?
It's actually a great and expensive way to campaign. Through my experience with some past campaigns, I definitely have, I feel like, a niche on social media. I have people definitely that know it a lot better than me. But I feel like using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, those specific outlets are a great way to really get students active and involved in political campaigns.
Social media is a really important way to get in touch with people, because now everybody has a Facebook, has a Twitter, has some kind of social media. They check it every day, so it's a good way to get in touch with voters. It's free advertisement, and you can post as many times as you want to, and there's really no limit to how many people you can reach.
Rachel Scarborough, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The election is Wednesday, February 20th from 8 to 5 in the Trojan Center Room 215. Students must bring their student ID to vote.
And with the election a little over a week away, voters might want to know who they will have the chance to choose from. Let's take a look at who will be on next Wednesday's ballot. For president, it will be a race between the two current vice presidents of the SGA, Cody Farrell and Parker Smith. For vice president for legislative affairs, it will be between Paul Evans and Amber Voss. Trip Hubbard is the sole candidate for vice president for campus activities. And for secretary, it will be a race between Courtney Rushing and Hope Gardner. And it will be a three-way race for clerk with Jake Thibodeau, Faith Moat, and Pierce Godwin, all vying for the position. Once again, the SGA election will be next Wednesday from 8 to 5 in the SGA office, Trojan Center, room 215.
February is Black History Month, and some major moments in Black history happen right up the road in Montgomery. For anyone who wants to know more about the city's part of that history, Troy University offers a way for people to experience just that. Troy University's Montgomery campus is home to a museum dedicated to a civil rights icon. December 1st, 1955, a woman was arrested for not moving from the white section of a city bus. At the time, an arrest like this was certainly not out of the ordinary.
We had black men on that bus, many who got off, who had been so emasculated, they could be no help or any of this kind of thing. So at that moment, she was a woman alone on that bus.
Contrary to some imagery, Parks was not just a person who would not cooperate. In reality, she was a progressive hero for equality.
I think of her in very simple, sort of simplistic, sort of humble terms, but she was an activist.
But with everything going on at that time and many fighting for equal rights, how was this simple action able to affect so many around the country?
As long as you've had an enslaved people, there's been a fight for freedom. Rosa Parks galvanized the people in Montgomery.
She really represented a lot of people in the community.
The Rosa Parks Museum also shares with the public parts of Alabama's rich African American history.
African American women started a quilting bee. They band together to sell their quilts around the community. Now it's kind of looked at as a African American art. My grandmother made a quilt for me, which I have, though. She's still alive. She's 99 years old.
So much has changed within the last 50 years, especially regarding civil rights, and some people have lived through it all. How are older African Americans telling an entire new generation about their past?
But now the sky's the limit, and you can do all, and you can be all you can be, and you can do all you want to do. And if you don't do it, then it's nobody's fault but yours.
I don't think beyond a tired seamstress sitting on a bus. We're going to think about the fact that Montgomeryans, black Montgomeryans, gave this country a tremendous gift.
The Rosa Parks Museum is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 9 to 3. The museum is located at 252 Montgomery Street on Troy University's Montgomery campus.
A group of Troy University students are working to mentor area youth. The group called Ladies Ignite is new to campus, but today they were selling flower pens in the Trojan Center to raise funds for a mentoring program for young girls in the Troy community. The group itself is hoping to become an official student government-sponsored organization by the fall, but until then, they still want to try and help the community.
Basically, we want to focus on women in general. We want to help younger ladies by empowering them through like self-motivation and building self-confidence, and focus on building a positive self-image and a great attitude.
Ladies Ignite will continue their flower pen sale for the rest of the week in the Trojan Center food court.
And now look at news from around the state. In Mobile, a Coast Guard official says rescuers and helicopters based on Alabama's Coast Guard will be ready to respond if any medical issues arise among the 4,500 people aboard a disabled cruise ship. Carnival Cruise Line says its cruise ship Triumph is now bound for Mobile after a weekend engine fire left it drifting in the Gulf of Mexico.
And in Evergreen, federal labor officials have cited a South Alabama manufacturing plant for 15 safety violations. Department of Labor spokesman Michael DiCardio says Tenix Manufacturing Alabama LLC has been cited for safety violations after an August 2012 inspection of its plant in Evergreen. The company manufactures construction netting and fencing products.
And in Coleman, voters in Coleman and Morgan and Blount counties will go to the polls today in the Republican primary for the House District 11 seat vacated when Republican Jeremy Oden of Eva was appointed to the Alabama Public Service Commission. 4 candidates will be on the ballot in the GOP primary. And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, one Trojan star received an honor for the first time in the program history. Justin McNally will give us the details when he joins us in sports.
But first, President Obama prepares to address the nation with the State of the Union. We'll have that next.
Obama gets ready to deliver his State of the Union address. I'm Tara Merchiner on Capitol Hill. What he's expected to say coming up.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
I've been taking classes at Troy Online for years. The staff and the professors, they care about developing me, not just academically, but in my future career. I feel that Troy is preparing me for my next mission.
On campus or online, Troy offers you an extraordinary education that can take you anywhere you want to go. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
I'm John Phillips. I'm an active duty soldier attending school full-time, and I choose Troy.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
For a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we're going to go to Christina Cook at the Global News Desk. Christina.
Thanks, Justin. President Obama is getting ready for his annual State of the Union address. The economy will be the focus of his speech, but he'll touch on several other issues, including gun violence. Tara Mergener has the latest from Capitol Hill.
President Obama wasn't offering a preview of his State of the Union address to reporters this afternoon.
Mr. President, how's the speech? We'll find out tonight.
White House aides say improving the economy and creating jobs will be front and center when the president speaks to Congress and the country.
As he outlays his plan tonight, everyone will see that if we work together, that we really will have a robust future. We can build that middle class.
Republicans want to hear President Obama's plans for tackling the ballooning national debt, rising health care costs, and the growth of government.
A second term offers a second chance. And if the president wants to regain the credibility he's lost over the last 4 years on each of these issues, he'll start tonight.
It's up to Florida Senator Marco Rubio to deliver the official Republican response. He'll be making the case smaller government can help the middle class. The president will touch on other topics tonight, including North Korea's latest nuclear test and 34,000 U.S. troops in Afghanistan he'll bring home by this time next year. He'll also be talking about new gun laws. Several gun violence victims will be guests at the State of the Union. A teacher that survived the Sandy Hook shooting will be in the First Lady's box. Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and her husband are joining the Arizona delegation. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The United Nations Security Council is strongly condemning North Korea's latest nuclear test and pledging further action against the Rouge Nation. Inez Ferrer has the latest details from the UN.
The UN Security Council, including North Korean ally China, condemned North Korea's testing of a nuclear bomb. The emergency meeting in New York was held hours after North Korea detonated a bomb at an underground facility. It caused a jolt equivalent to a 4.9 magnitude earthquake. North Korea is the only nation that has tested nuclear bombs this century. According to intelligence reports, the country is now planning to test another bomb.
North Korea does not and will not benefit from violating international law.
U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Susan Rice, called the nuclear test a threat to international security.
The UN Security Council must and will deliver a swift, credible, and strong response by way of a Security Council resolution.
North Korea is already one of the most heavily sanctioned countries in the world, but Ambassador Rice confirmed additional sanctions could target financial institutions, both inside and outside North Korea. South Koreans staged angry protests against the North, calling on international troops to destroy North Korea's nuclear facilities. Protests were also held in Japan. North Korea warned the U.S. not to interfere in the region and said it would take stronger steps against the U.S. if necessary. Inez Ferrer for CBS News, the United Nations.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right here after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Judson.
Thank you, Christina. Now Justin McNally joins us for a look at sports. So Justin, I understand that we had a Trojan first this week.
That's right. A player from the women's basketball team was actually named Player of the Week for the first time in women's history. But I'll get to that story more here in sports. For the women's basketball team, Sunday was a historic day. But as Danielle Percival shows us, the historic moments did not stop there.
Clutch. One word that may best describe Joanna Harden. She led Troy with 27 points in their win against Middle Tennessee and knocked down crucial free throws in overtime. Her performance was rewarded by being named the Sun Belt Player of the Week.
It's the first Sun Belt Player of the Week ever in the history, of the program, and so for her to get it, I'm so happy. She was so successful as a high school player and at the junior college level, and I brought her here with all those hopes of coming and being just as successful here, and And so this is a great mark for her.
Though this is Rigby's first season coaching at Troy, this isn't her first experience with Hardin. During Rigby's career at Pensacola State Community College, she coached against Hardin and knew the level of talent she possessed.
Definitely want to bring her in the program because she averaged about 25 points a night in the toughest junior college league in the nation, playing against us, and we really couldn't find a way to stop her. In her own way, she finds a way to get 20, 25 points a game, and I think that's only going to be improved upon as she goes into her senior season.
Hardin didn't light up the scoreboard as much during the first part of the season, but eventually began to gain momentum.
She would have games where she had 12 points, 8 points, 15 points. I knew she was a 20, 25 point a night player. Ever since the FIU-FAU game, she's turned the curve. She's been playing consistently since then, and so continuing on that, if she will just keep doing that, it will take us to another level.
And while her performance on the court is dominating, she has the personality to match it.
She's very quiet, but she's very strong-willed. She's extremely quiet. She's not a vocal leader all the time, but she has her way of pushing and nudging and getting what she needs to get done on the court and through people.
Hardin has scored in double figures in 9 straight games, and during that time has averaged 21.6 points per game. Danielle Percival, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
Hardin and the Trojans will be back on the court as they take on the FIU Panthers as a part of the doubleheader. Tip-off is set for 5 o'clock. And the second half of that doubleheader will feature the men's team, who is coming off one of their most disappointing performances in school history. The Trojans shot just 30.6% from the field and a dismal 17.6% from behind the arc. However, the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State had almost exact opposite numbers, as they were able to shoot 64.4% from the field and 52.6% from behind the three-point line. Head coach Don Maestri praised his team and saying that Middle Tennessee was just on their game. But how do you recover from a game like this?
Well, one thing we did, we've taken off 2 days. It sounds kind of funny, but I think this time of year, you got to be a little bit fresher physically and mentally. First thing we felt like we should do is get away from basketball for a couple of days, try to get our minds fresh again and our bodies, and then come back and go to work tomorrow.
The men's team will tip off after the conclusion of the women's game, and we will have that game live here at Trojan Vision. And check out these numbers real quick. 341 batting average, 51 runs scored, 77 hits, 5 home runs, and 47 RBIs. With numbers like these from last year, there is no wonder that Trojan third baseman Logan Pierce was selected as the preseason Sunbelt Player of the Year. Pierce hit safely in 43 of Troy's 58 games last season and even strung together a 20-game hitting streak. He also finished the season in the top 7 of 8 offensive categories for the Sunbelt. Pierce made the transition to third base this offseason to make room for Trey Santos, who was signed on to play first. And for head coach Bobby Pierce, this achievement was exciting for more than one reason.
Yeah, obviously for any of our players, when they get honors like that, it's quite exciting for all of us. And of course, being his dad, a double dose of excitement. I was extremely proud of him because I thought it did honor his work and his work ethic and what he's put into it as a college player. So
the Trojans will take to the field for the first time in 2013 as they take on the Rattlers of Florida A&M Friday night at 6 o'clock. And after a 2-2 record to begin the season, the softball team had hopes of improving that record against the Florida State Seminoles later today. However, due to inclement weather, the game in Tallahassee has been postponed to February 28th. With this delay, the Trojans will have an extra day to prepare for the Troy Subway Invitational that begins on Friday. The Trojans will take on Evansville at 3 o'clock and North Florida following the conclusion of that game. So Judson, Christina, great honors for both Logan Pierce and Joanna Hardin this week. Both good players, hoping to continue their success throughout the season. And, the men's basketball team, we said had a game that's coming up Thursday. Women's also plays as well. So, hopefully they can keep the momentum going, get back on the right track, and pick up a couple of big victories.
Yep, winning's always definitely better than losing.
That's right.
All right, well, we're not done with Trojan Athletics yet, because still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, Aaron Taylor finds out about the upcoming baseball season.
But first, we've been experiencing some showers for the past 2 days. What can we expect? Any sunshine in the near future, Bree?
Well, after significant amounts of rain over the past few days, looks like we'll see sunshine right around the corner. I'll have more coming up next.
Today is Saturday,
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
I decided I wanted to go back to graduate school. And I was looking for a college that would be able to accommodate shift work and family life, and the Troy schedule fit in very well with my lifestyle.
On campus or online, Troy offers you in-demand degrees sought after by the law enforcement community. Troy University. It's all you need to know.
My name is Stephanie Birch. I'm a Deputy Chief of Police, and having that degree from Troy is what allowed me to be who I am today.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So, Bree, we've been experiencing a lot of nasty, nasty weather, like terrible rain all day. I've been in my rain boots and my raincoat and an umbrella all day. Can we expect any uplift for the weather?
Well, actually, yes. After all these few days of rain, it looks like we can put this rain gear away at least over the next few days as we head into our weekend. I'll get more into that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's very rainy outside, rain getting very high off the ground, even some flooding areas along the cities of Alabama. So if you're out and about, definitely be careful out there and keep that rain gear on hand with you. Current surface map, current conditions. We have rain shower skies in our area, temperatures at 53 degrees, dew points at 50 degrees, humidity is at 88%, barometers at 29.95 inches and steady. Winds are coming in from the north-northeast at about 8 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 59, a low of 54. There was about almost an inch of rain in our area today. Sun rises at 6:28 a.m. and it should set at 5:28 p.m. Temperatures around the state. Overall, we're experiencing a mixture of temperatures right now. Mobile coming in at 61, Huntsville at 52, Birmingham at 45, Montgomery at 49, Troy at 53, Phoenix City at 53, and Dothan at 62. Temperatures around the southeast. In our area, on average, we're at about mid-40s right now in Birmingham. Cooler temperatures definitely heading our way, but as we move throughout the rest of the southeast, those temperatures increase significantly right there into about the lower to mid-60s in South Carolina. Around the United States, we see a lot of blue over the states as a whole. Very cool temperatures coming through the states, a lot of cold fronts moving through the current surface map. A lot of high pressure systems here moving through the east, well, through the west, but as we take a look back towards the east, we see a lot of rain systems heading through our state and the states surrounding us, Mississippi and certain parts of Georgia. Stationary front bringing through temporary thunderstorms in our area, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Later on this evening, we see this warm front moving in, possibly bringing a lot of rain in our area. Precipitation forecast. Over the next 48 hours in our area, we should be experiencing almost 2 inches of rain. A lot more rain than we've been seeing lately, so definitely be careful out there. As we move into tomorrow, we see that rain pushes through our area, but definitely remains through the southeastern part of the state. On Thursday, that rain moves out of our area, remaining in Florida. On Friday, the southeast as a whole looks pretty clear. And moving into Saturday, you see a little bit of rain forming back through the northern to mid part of the state, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But it looks like over the next few days, we may be rain-free. For tonight's forecast, we have thunderstorms early in the evening and overnight, possibly severe. So if you're out and about, please be careful. We have winds coming in from the southwest at about 12 miles per hour with a low of 57. So tonight it will be almost a warm rain, kind of dangerous. So watch out for that. For tomorrow, we have morning showers, overcast skies throughout the day. Winds coming in from the northwest at 14 miles per hour with a high of 59. Looking at our 4-day forecast, like I said, tomorrow that high gets to 59 degrees with a low of 38. On Thursday, the high continues to rise right there at about 63 degrees with a low of 39. Friday, continuing to rise almost 70 degrees Friday. High gets to 67 with a low of 48. And on Saturday, a 20-degree difference. The high drops down to 48 degrees. So, Christina, we've seen rain for the past few days, but it looks like as we head towards our weekend, we should be rain-free.
Well, clear weekend is always a good weekend, I guess, so we can withstand a few showers during the week.
I agree.
We have a cold Saturday. All right, thanks, Bree.
You're welcome.